Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Bus Travel Live event. My name is Marcus Schäfer, and I'm the CNO of Bus Travel. Let me tell you a few facts about us first. Bus Travel is the social B2B network for the travel professionals and those who serve the travel industry. The network includes not only a community of verified professionals, but also platforms for fam trips and discounted travel industry rates, as well as a marketplace for all travel-related services and goods. With our live events, like this one today, we aim to give our members the opportunity to promote themselves and their services, to share their knowledge and, well, of course, to provide you interesting content. Today, we speak about promoting your travel business in a coronavirus era. I'm happy to welcome Abdul Sakor, founder of the online tourism marketing agency marketingmentor.travel. Great to have you here, Abdul.
It's great to be here, Marcus. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Great to join us. Abdul, let me get right into our topic for today by asking you first, as a travel company, either I'm a travel agency or a tour operator, should I continue to promote my business on social media? And if yes, how should I do that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it's a great question, Marcus. And before we go into the interview, if you just give me some minutes, I would just like,
Mhm.
and I think we all needed a special prayer in this time of crisis.
Of course, feel free.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Say, O God, owner of sovereignty, you grant sovereignty to whom you will, and you strip sovereignty from whom you will. You honor whom you will, and you humiliate whom you will. Your hand is all goodness. You are capable of all things. You merge the night into day, and you merge the day into the night. And you bring the living out of the dead, and you bring the dead out of the living. And you provide for whom you will without measure. O God, firstly, I ask you to give patience and emotional relief to the families who lost their loved ones as a result of COVID-19. O God, I ask you today to help me, my family and relatives, my friends and neighbors, to all the children and vulnerable people and everyone that has been impacted by the coronavirus. Help us all overcome this challenge. Give us health, restore peace in our homes, and provide for all of us. Verily, you are the best provider. Help the economy and all the industries. Help the travel industry. Help bus travel and all the team, and make our industry strong again. Make this interview a source for ideas and an instrument for positive change. Make us successful in finding solutions. We believe in better days, as they'll be coming soon, since your mercy encompasses everything. Amen. And that's it.
Uh,
Thank you very much, Marcus.
That was beautiful. Thanks, Abdul.
Yeah, no problem. I think we all need a little bit of emotional strength at this point, and hopefully this will go and everything will be fine again.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. So if we all work together and we all lend a hand to each other, I think all will be fine. Perfect.
that's
Thanks,
correct.
thanks for
That's
these
correct.
words, Abdul. So I will
No
just
problem.
repeat my question that I
Yeah, sure.
asked before. So when
Mhm.
I'm, for example, travel in a travel agency or tour operator, should I continue the promotion at the moment for my business in social media? And if yes, how should I do that best?
Yes, definitely. Because at the moment, it's important not to stop sharing content on social media. We just need to focus our message differently. We cannot just post as we were doing 3 or 4 months before. It's important that share the type of content that is sensitive and relevant to your audience. And what do I mean for that? I give you three things or three types of approach which you can do. So the first thing is, as we know, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that went abroad a few months ago and that they are still stranded. So a role of a travel agent or a travel consultant should be to give an honest feedback, an honest update. They should be informing their customers about what's going on, about the flight cancellation policies, the refund policies. So it's important that a travel consultant is always informing what's going on, because this will give some kind of reassurance to the customer and to the all uh, customers, because a role at this time of the travel agent, it's not really to sell, but it's to give some comfort and some advice to the customers. That's the first thing. The second thing, this is a great time to build a community. When I say community, it can be your peers, your clients, even your competitors. This is a great time to look for collaborative opportunities. I mean, we have to look for solutions, and this is the right time. The third thing is to be proactive. When I say proactive, is that it's a bit difficult when we are at home. We're not doing our job as we are doing 3 months or 4 months before.
That's true.
That's why we need to be a little bit creative. And when I say creative, is that okay, when the COVID-19 is over, will we go fly again? Will we travel again? If so, what will be the conditions? Because in my point of view, I mean, having a vaccination, um, which will be validated by governments, by the health authorities, is not enough, at least for us as travel professionals, because we need to see really the conditions. For example, in a Boeing 747, and if we have 400 passengers, um, people will feel scared, will have some kind of fear of spreading the virus. So we need to see, and we need to have processes in place to ensure that everyone's safety is guaranteed.
Hmm.
So we need to get together as a one voice. It's a global effort, and we have to come up with ideas, with solutions. And it's not actually in vain that the World Tourism Organization and the World Health Organization, they've actually launched on the 25th of March a challenge to all the startups, to many businesses, for an acceleration program for tourism recovery. I think, in my humble opinion, I think this is because uh, tourism at this point of time needs cooperation from other industries. We have to be just one voice, and we need to have solutions. I mean, we have to, even if we travel when the COVID-19 is over, um, we need to have processes in place in airlines, in hotels, at the events. So we have to avoid physical contact. So all these things need to be considered when COVID-19 is finished. So I think it's a good opportunity for travel agents and travel consultants to be very proactive on social media and use all the digital channels that they have available to participate, to interact with their audiences.
Hmm. Okay, that's great. Now that we're talking about the social media, what do you
Mhm.
think? Should I be running ads on social media at the moment? And if I do, what kind of messaging should I use?
Yeah, at this point of time, considering the situation that we are living, is a bit, I wouldn't say impossible, it is a bit difficult to convert users or prospects into clients, because it's a little bit difficult to try to sell a package, or, even if it is for next year, because there is a lot of uncertainty. So what I would suggest is that your main goal should be brand awareness and to build an email list, because an email list
Hmm.
will allow you to analyze, going through the analytics, see which kind of content people are consuming right now. So
Hmm.
it's good to build your email list. This will be very useful for the future. And at the same time, create some kind of engagement. People will go to your Facebook page, people will go to your website. So the messaging needs to be different, because we're not trying to sell something. We are creating some kind of brand awareness. And if you allow me, I would maybe suggest that if you want to make this work as an ad, first is a good opportunity, because the Facebook ads cost is actually very low now compared with 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
you should offer some kind of gated content. When I say gated content, I mean what I mean for gated content is actually content that you offer for free in exchange for an email address, a name, a telephone number from your user. For example, you can write resources and then offer them for free. For example, I have here three suggestions. You can create a blog or create an ebook about the ultimate guide to working remotely by the beach, pros and cons. Okay, everyone's working remotely right now. What is the feeling of, and maybe you, you know this better, Marcus.
Yeah, sometimes.
um, give some guidelines, some ideas, some tips how to be productive. Even if you are in a beautiful place, you have to take care of yourself, of your health, and at the same time be productive. The second idea could be, for example, you can create just 3 or 4 page documents about COVID-19 fight plan. Just I can just list some action items which you can implement on a day-to-day basis in order to not only prevent the issue, but also not putting in risk other people's lives.
Mhm.
The third option, for example, you can write about what did Taiwan and Vietnam, in this case only Taiwan, learn from SARS crisis in 2003, because Taiwan went through a very difficult epidemic in 2003. They learned from their mistakes, and it's one of the let's say case studies at the moment, because they didn't have a lot of stats, and they are actually putting in place very good and very strong measures to avoid the spread out of the coronavirus. And I mentioned about Vietnam because Vietnam is the only country in the world, from my knowledge, that has no deaths, has cases, but has no death as a result of coronavirus. They're actually using enforcement and to make people aware of the seriousness of this illness. And I think many countries can learn from it. And yeah, and this is my suggestion.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Absolute great ideas, great example. And of course, what is always very important for a brand is to keep the customers engaged. How can I manage that?
Yes, that's a very good question, Marcus.
Thank you.
Excuse me. So, based on a principle that a travel consultant or a travel agent or a tour operator or a travel company is there to help, I think, and I usually say, your website is your content headquarters. So, start with your website. First thing, go to your FAQs. Update your FAQs with all the information that it's needed now, because people are looking for answers. People want to know when they can fly again. For example, if they can fly in the end of this year or next year, in which conditions, or at least what the airlines are doing, to ensure that you can fly again. I mean, there are many things that you can actually update in your website, and will be a guidance for your users, prospects, and clients. You can also include some links to the World Tourism Organization and World Health Organization in your website. This is very useful. People want to know what's going on every day. And one of the things which many companies are doing right now is actually to include some virtual tours in their website. It's basically impossible to sell a holiday package, but at least what you can do is to create that sense of engagement of providing some information about heritage, about the history of a country, of a place. You can, for example, use the Google Art and Culture portal. They have very good examples, and just link it to your website, and it will be a great way for keep your customers engaged.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's a really good idea. And now that we're talking about the website, I mean, it's more or less the business card of your company, of your brand. How can I make sure that I keep this website ranked in Google?
Yeah. At the moment, I would say for the terms that you're using before some time ago, for example, cheap hotels or cheap deals or hotels in Turkey or hotels in Malaysia, I mean, this doesn't make any sense anymore. So it's important now, it's a really good time now to review your website. First of all, I would say check firstly which pages have the most traffic. For example, just go to the Google Search Console and see which kind of content makes sense to be here right now. If there is a lot of outdated content which is not generated any kind of traffic, uh, refresh it. Uh, so remove the outdated content, put new content, put new information, put the things that you're doing right now, blogs about brand awareness. This will be more beneficial for you. And there is a feature also, which is the date picker. You can compare the traffic of a page that you were having 1 year ago versus what you're having now. You compare both, you see what makes sense to keep, and then you eliminate the old pages because Google
Mhm.
is evaluates fresh content. So it's important that you keep your website updated on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I think at the moment, especially, this is the best thing people can do that are staying at home. You have the time to review everything. You can take care of your business card in the end, refresh it, and maybe take care of search engine optimization and so on. All these things that are possible. I think that's a great idea. And
Yeah, exactly. It's a good exercise. Yeah, for sure.
and if you did that, for example. Another question that maybe our attendees and everybody else out there would like to know about: does it make sense? Should I be generating more leads at the moment?
Yeah. At the moment, to conquer new clients is a bit, harsh. You really have to go through the customer cycle, and at this point in time, it's a very early stage to start getting some inquiries, from new prospects. But my advice is to use your current customer database. So
Mm-hmm.
since you have or you should have a list of people which contact you or maybe already bought with you either on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on by email that contact you. You can use that database and assess the needs that they have. At the moment, for example, it's they're not going to travel, but maybe they had travel plans 3 or 4 months ago. So assess those needs. Do a survey. Okay, you can use Google Form or SurveyMonkey to do a survey. I'm just thinking, out of the blue, maybe there is a couple that was going to get married this year, and because of COVID-19, they're canceling everything. But maybe they're not canceling actually everything. They're canceling the honeymoon, but they're still carrying on with the wedding in the end of the year or beginning of next year. So for a travel consultant, this information is important. So what you can do, for example, is uh, to understand the offers that you can give to them, so that you can avoid, um, you can avoid not your loss of margin. For example, in a holiday package, you have the flight, the hotel, and the transfer. Okay, eliminate the flight. But if you can, for example, offer a staycation, okay, if they can travel 2 hours from the city where they are and be by the sea, it's still a good chance for you to sell the hotel and the transfer. So it's a good opportunity. I think you should take it as a good point because it's feedback. In the end of the day, is always feedback from your customer, and it won't hit your margin so much. I mean, for the flights, you can skip it for now because it's something that has a lot of uncertainty. But for the hotel, obviously you need to contact the hotel as well to see, in which conditions you can do it 8 months from now or 10 months from now. Okay, and start already preparing for it. So it's a lead. It's not a cold lead. It's a warm lead, and but it's time focused lead. So it all depends on everything is when the machine is going
Mm-hmm.
to restart again, and then you can actually sell your offer to your customer.
Okay, I think that's a very good part, because, well, in the end, you are not just letting people at home like, okay, we can't provide you the service you regularly wanted to book with us, but we care about you. We have our ideas, and I think that's a very good point. Very good point. I would like to go back to Google. because
Sure.
I think this is a very, very interesting part for each of us. And sometimes I have the feeling it's just like a miracle for most people. So a question that I think is interesting as well. What tool do you recommend to monitor the web searches?
Yeah. Um, there are a lot of good tools in the market which you can use to monitor your searches and keywords. But as a starting point, I would recommend to use Google Keyword Planner. This will give you an idea about the strength, the score of the keywords, related terms, related keywords, and will also serve as a reference to produce blogs for your content marketing strategy. I think this should be a good starting point. In terms of market research, if you really want to create some kind of blog articles for the moment, one good tool that you can use as well is the Google Trends, because the Google Trends you will be able to see which kind of hot topics are being discussed at the moment by country. You can even compare by terms as well, by keywords, and then you'll be ahead of the game, because at the moment it's like you're running out of ideas. You don't know which kind of content, which kind of
Mm,
topics to discuss about. So the Google Trends is a good tool and will give you a lot of ideas to produce your own articles. And obviously with the Google Keyword Planner, this will help you as well with the ranking on Google.
mm. Okay, so I think one thing we should suggest is really getting in a good planning with all of that, seeing which
That's
topics
correct.
are discussed at the moment, which keywords are searched. So maybe just an advice to not just get to your computer after this interview and starting writing something. Do a good research before. I think this is very interesting.
That's correct. Yeah.
And Abdul, you have been talking earlier already about email marketing. Now, I would like to know, because everybody knows that you receive newsletters. Does it still work?
Yeah, email marketing, according with the latest statistics, and I've taken a look at Smart Insights. They have very good data in there. It says that email outperforms social media, and it's better for customer retention, and it can go from 50 to 100 times more if you want to build and keep your subscribers on an email list versus your social media. So email, it's truth. You have a lot of, sometimes spam which is not very pleasant. But if you create good content and if you have a consistent customer, in terms of someone that is actually consuming your content and reading what you have to say, what your you know ideas are about the travel industry at the moment, what are the trends. People want to hear from you, and email is a very good tool. Yeah, and you have a lot of tools which you can use nowadays for the analytics, and see in terms of customer retention, to get those customers that actually make sense. On social media, you have also the tools, but it's not as effective as email. So I think you
Mhm.
should use email. You can even use, um, you know, create some videos to put in the email, link it to your social media, and it's kind of creating a little bit of a buzz at the moment, because
Mhm.
that's what people need in terms of new ideas. So you can actually combine both platforms or even other platforms as well to engage with your audience.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's interesting because we have been talking earlier about generating leads and getting them in a list. Yeah, for your contacts, for example. So I think when you already had some kind of an ebook or something that you gave out for free, and they signed up for the newsletter and have seen, well, that guy knows really what he's writing about, for example. I think, yeah, they will be more interested in your content. I think that's really cool. And how can I make sure that I continue? I think that's important as well. How can I make sure to continue to provide value by email or in any other channel to my customers?
Yeah, sure. At the moment, the most important content that you need to provide is about health advice. because people, are actually very concerned about the health, um, their own health, their relatives' health, their family's health, their friends' health. It's very, very important to have this kind of information. If you go, for example, to some airlines websites, like for example, I'm remembering here the EasyJet website, they
Mm,
have um, a health advice link, which is linking to the FCO website. And the FCO, it talks about rules, laws, natural disasters,
mm,
and this is the kind of information that it's important for people to have, so that they know, what's going on. And in your newsletters, is so if you think about the usability of the newsletter, it can be forwarded to your friends, to your
mhm,
contacts, to your network. So it's not going to benefit only you. You're going to bring health advice and useful advice to other people as well. So just keep with this flow. Create consistently email campaigns. Uh, Make sure that you put this kind of information, which is sensitive at the moment about health. And if also you can change a little bit the topic, you can put some inspirational quotes, some motivational quotes. You can even do a video about yourself, about how you started your business. So this is a way to engage with your audience, because at this point of time, we are all in the same bucket. So we need to network. We need to talk as a human being. It's not so much about the professional relations, more about the human connection. I think it's very, very important for people to feel that at this point of time, because when things get better, that's for sure, people will remember you. And if they are getting this kind of personal insights from you, it will be very, very positive for the future.
mm. This is exactly what I think, what my colleagues think as well, and I think nearly everybody that I've been talking to. The personal relationship is one of the most important things at the moment. It's no matter if it's B2B or B2C, it's just in general. As you already said, we are all in the same boat and we need to support each other. That's absolutely right. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
so now I have another question for you. Because I know everybody wants to learn and take the most out of this webinar here, this interview. What advice would you like to give the travel companies, especially in this period when they have the time and can't do anything else? What should they do?
Yeah. Um, at this point of time, I believe this is a period for reflection. People are, getting with their ideas and brainstorming about ways of generating income, maybe a career move, or most important, you know, to create a way so that they can have new skills, because that's what's been talking mostly. It's
Mhm,
about online courses, online communication, virtual meetings. So I think it's a very good opportunity to invest in yourself. So
mhm,
get the right skills, right competences that you need. Either it's for your own job or for uh, any other job that you want to do in the future. This is the right time. Read a lot. And this is very important. Read a lot. Today you have audiobooks, you have a lot of podcasts, you can learn a lot. So take the advantage of all the free resources that are available out there, and do an online course. Keep yourself engaged. Don't give up. I think it's very important to have a positive mindset, because uh, this won't last forever. I mean, we had so many crises in the past. So, 9/11 and the 2008 crisis, and so many other crises in the world. But eventually, things have to get better. So, and when they get better, then at least you acquired one new skill. You took that time to make some useful thing, something that was productive for you, and it will be useful for your future. The other thing that I would advise as well is to automate your processes. If you have a website, I think it's important to automate the processes. create ways for people to contact you in an easy way, create all the processes by email where people can follow up on your content. It's very, very important to keep at this point of time all the processes in one place, because you are at home, you have the time, so just do it. It's important also to network, build synergies, just like I mentioned previously, because this is the right time, not only with your customers, but build synergies with um, uh, competitors, because you're all in the same boat. It's with the brainstorming and teamwork that you'll get to the solutions. So this is these are my advices, and I hope they are helpful, because at the moment you have the time, you should take advantage of it.
Exactly. Well, to make it short in the end, it's don't sit at home, be bored, do something for the future time. Yeah, if we want to call it that way. I think this has just made it very, very short. Okay, thank you, Abdul, for this information. And I have already seen some questions that I would like to forward to you, because my part of the interview that has been prepared here is over now. And now everybody that's here with us or live, ask your questions right away. I will just ask those on your behalf, and Abdul will do his best, and I know he will do to answer those questions. So here we got here we got one question here. How do new agencies who does not have that much resources can work with Google if they don't have too many customers?
Okay. So either you are a startup or a new business, it's important that you get all the skills necessary, not only the digital skills, but also the business skills. First, it's important to identify your ideal customer. This is really the first point. Um, if you have an idea which kind of customer is that you want to sell your holiday package, from there you can establish and define a good digital marketing strategy. Okay, and then from there you basically evaluate um, what you can offer. Okay, you can start, for example, to create a Facebook page. You can already start to create some content. Uh, you can already start interacting with people on social media. This will give you brand awareness, because at this point in time, it's important for people to know who you are, and then from there they will know you. You might get a sale in 3 or 4 or 5 months, and your name will be out there. So before thinking about I'm going to do a website or I'm going to do a video, just think about your ideal customer, and from there things will flow, and it will be more easier for the next steps.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. And we have somebody who raised his hand. Just for everybody's information, in the lower part of your screen, you should see the possibility for you to raise the hand if you want to talk to us directly. Or if not, you can use the chat or the Q&A section. Yeah. Here we got now Jack James. Jack, I will give you the permission to talk. So there you are. You just need to switch your audio on so we can talk to you. Hello, can you hear us? And can we hear you? Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
We are all fine. So what's your question? What can Abdul answer?
Actually, I got plenty of questions right now. First of all, is it a good time to advertise for December, especially for the 2021? Because we are struggling right now for our UK market, as it cannot be, it's not working for us. Anything is not working for us for the literally this era. So we need to, first of all, I need your suggestions that what we need to do. Second of all, what Abdul has said about networking, can you please elaborate it?
Okay, yeah. So Are these the two questions only?
Yeah, that's only the questions, because now it's really a very hard time for us to gauge
Yeah, sure.
something, because we are an online travel agency. We are based in London. Everything is locked down, and we are just hoping for the best that it's going to open soon. But the things are not clear right now, so we are we are brainstorming our ideas, but we didn't know that what we need to do next. Either we are going to go with the next December eras, or we need to advertise 2021, because what happened right now, why I'm saying this, because we have launched a Google campaign. We were launching a Google campaign before, and we were launching a Facebook campaign before. But what happens that we have to pause each and everything, because it's not working. People are going to click that ads, and they are not coming to us. They are not creating a funnels. We are creating the funnels, but they are not engaging with that funnels. So it's like a very difficult time for us. So can you please answer that, Abdul?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, so about advertising in December, at the moment, there is a lot of uncertainty in the travel industry. Uh, People don't know when the flights will be available. It's a difficult time.
Hmm.
However, your role as a travel consultant can be to already try to collect the most data possible from your prospects
Hmm.
and from your customers. From the moment that you know that there is an interest, even if you don't know if the airport will be open or the things, the conditions are going to be met, at
Hmm.
least you have the data. You know that that prospect expressed their interest to travel, and
Hmm.
gather that interest. Okay, list it, put it in a good database, and after 3, 4, 5 months, on a consistent basis. If you want to do it every 2 months, you can do it as well. Monitor the
Okay.
situation and talk with the customer. Because it's important,
Hmm.
because now every traveler wants to get the most up-to-date updates. We want
Yeah.
to know if we are going to travel again and when we are going to travel. Okay, so this is a very good time to get all the data from your
Hmm.
customers, and then monitor the situation when it's close to the time. I think this is really the best thing you can do at the moment. You
Okay.
don't want to lose that prospect. You don't want to take waste this opportunity. But
Hmm.
keep it organized, keep it simple. Take his email address. Ask his permission to include him in your newsletter, and
Hmm.
keep creating content. This is the way to go, I believe, in my opinion, till
Hmm.
you actually make the sale. For the second question, networking.
Yeah.
There are a lot of groups which you can participate, not only on Facebook, but also on LinkedIn. And I
Hmm.
also, my personal point of view is that you use Bus Travel. Bus Travel is a great platform. It has a lot of content. Uh, every day
Uh-huh.
you see people coming. This is a great chance for you to network, even to present your offers in the
Hmm.
marketplace. You can
Hmm.
also do, for example, webinars. This is the
Hmm.
time to create brand awareness. If you want to make yourself visible and potentially to get new customers. So I think it's a good way to start, and then from there the communication will flow, and people will be interested in your offerings, because it's important that we share the ideas. Everyone is at the same situation. So my advice would be to actually go into this platform and use all the groups as well,
Hmm.
because it's a very important. Even with your existing network, not only
Yeah.
customer, but also peers, connections from
Hmm.
different industries. Okay,
Hmm.
network. You need to get ideas how to overcome this. Talk about health measures. Talk about things that you have in your pipeline for the future. Is it a new
Hmm.
software? Is it a new GDS? Or is it more marketing focused? So it's important for you to have this kind of information right now, because it will be very useful for you for the future.
Thank you so very much, Abdul. Thank you so very much. I hope I'm not disturbing this conversation
Oh
because I
no,
need to, you know.
not at all, not at all. This is
It's the
what
right
makes this
way to
thing
do it.
all alive. Maybe this
Right.
has been just a question that five others wanted to ask, but well, didn't want to talk. This is exactly what we love to do here. Interaction, getting
Thank
connected
you
to
so
each
much.
other, share ideas. Thanks for your
Thank you
question.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so very
Thank you
much.
very much.
perfect.
Good luck.
Thank you. So we have other questions. You see, it's really taking on here. There's a question from Redmi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. What about business hotels and their sales strategy?
Okay. So what is the question actually?
Yeah, this a good question.
What's the right
Maybe,
strategy or
yeah, like
yeah.
what to do. Redmi, if you maybe would like to raise your hand, so I can just get you in the call and you can directly ask your question if you like. I don't know if you like to talk, but I would like to give you the opportunity to explain a little more about the question.
Or if you
Okay,
want, I can give some tips for hotels.
of course, some general information are never bad to hear.
Yeah, sure. So I think at this point of time, everyone is safeguarding for their health. So before anyone goes to a hotel, they want to make sure that the hygiene is in place, that there are processes to ensure that the hotel is clean, that the hotel actually made an effort. The employees are wearing masks. There is sanitizers all over the place. People are aware of this threat, this health threat, and they are doing everything to combat that, to fight that. So at this point in time, this is important because health is in first place for sure, and you should be taking care of that. Then you can create some kind of buzz on social media, showing videos, taking pictures, talking with employees, with the director of the hotel to see which kind of measures are being taken and what is being done to ensure a good customer experience for the future.
That's cool. That's yeah. As I said, some general information is always a good thing. I think a lot of our attendees can take a lot out of that small part already. I see here another question coming in from David or David Casola. Greetings from Krakow. We are a small-sized tour operator specialized in co-living experiences across Latin America and Europe. Our question is, would you promote a travel experience taking place January 2021 in Costa Rica, taking into consideration the current situation? What do you think would be the ideal time to start promoting? Thanks and stay safe.
Okay. I think this goes along with the previous question. At this point of time, to promote is very difficult, and also to have a deadline of when starting to promote is also very difficult because everything is uncertain at the moment. But what you can do is use your current clients, current prospects, people that are in your network, in your social networks, and try to get data. Try to get the most data possible from prospects to see their interest if they want to go to Costa Rica in 2021. Because otherwise, if you're doing all that now, it will be a little bit abstract. You won't get the feedback. The motivation levels won't be as high. So I want you to be prepared now. I think the preparation now is key. So if you do all the steps in terms of collecting information, collecting data, which you can do a survey to see what is the most preferred experience, co-living experience that one wants to do in Costa Rica, and then with the data, promote uh, promote your offerings. Just give me 1 minute, Marcus.
Of
My
course.
battery is a bit
Oh yes, of course. You see, we planned to do it for 1 hour, and it's such an interesting topic at the moment that we're talking about. We got a little over that, but I
Exactly.
hope that's fine for everybody. Everyone, I see you are still with us here. That's great to see. So maybe while Abdul is charging, I can give you one short information again regarding Bars Travel, because Abdul already mentioned that. Make your contacts with us. We have, especially for this time of Corona, we have set our premium features for individuals, for companies, down to 0 until further notice. That means you can use all, and I really mean all, our platform's features free of charge.
Okay.
This is our little contribution to the situation at the moment, and to all our colleagues around the world in the travel industry to support you. Yeah, it's quite easy. Just sign up at bus.travel and create your profile. Get on the platform, get your new connections, see what others are doing. Post your offers, post your webinars if you're holding webinars, for example. Yeah, we help you to be the most successful as possible. And if you need any assistance at any time, we have a great team behind us. Our support team, really thumbs up. They help you with everything. So always feel free to ask. As I always say, there are no stupid questions, only stupid answers exist. Yeah, this is just a short one from my side for you to know. And I would get back. Abdul, everything working
Yes.
now fine for you?
Yes,
Okay.
it's working fine. Thank you. Sorry about the
Okay.
interruption.
Oh, it's all good. I see another question here from Huawei. I don't have a name, but I hope you know who's meant. And I see Redmi raised the hand. Redmi, right after this question, it's your turn to talk to us. Here the question: how often do you recommend we send information in our web or Facebook, etc.?
Like
If
information,
there's Yes, I think it's
marketing
related to
information.
how often to post, for example. I think if
Okay.
I think that's the question. If not, please raise your hand and you'll be talking to us live again. Yeah. So
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, I think now a lot of people are at home. They're all in their mobiles, so it's a great chance for you to produce content. Either you do it once a week or 3 times a week. Just my message is to be consistent. If you do it once a week, do it every week, please, and make it useful for the viewer. Okay. We've talked about many topics that you can talk about, not only about what is being discussed online. You can use Google Trends, but also about yourself, about your business. But just do it consistently. And then see the analytics. See if people are actually opening your newsletter on a specific time, and then adjust it accordingly. Sometimes, from my experience, at least my newsletters are mostly being read at lunchtime, but that's the kind of content that I produce. Maybe for you it will work at in the afternoon or in the evening when everyone's home. In this case, everyone's home anyway. So you just need to see your analytics, see your click-through rates, your open rates, your click rates, the timings, and see which kind of content is being clicked the most, and then decide from there.
Mm-hmm. Do you think this is just something from my side? Do you think there could be some kind of overload? Like, I don't want to use this word spam, it's just if you, for example, every second day send out a newsletter, for example, does that make sense in the end? Is it just, well, I think you will see it in the analytics in the end, if somebody opens or not. But I think it's always this to compare the time that you need to create everything and to send it out, and what comes out of it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a good exercise. I mean, the data and the feedback will tell you if you create, for example, competitions or quizzes on your emails or even on social media. you will see how people are reacting. If their feedback is good, then yes, it's a good sign. People are engaged. Otherwise, if they are not really engaged, it doesn't really make sense. Then you should maybe change a little bit of your focus. Either change the content, or change the timings, or change the day.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be seen as spam. You want also a bit of interaction. People need to be a little bit engaged. So I think your analytics will be a very fundamental piece for your decision.
So in the end, if you see like 100% opened my newsletter, nobody clicked anywhere, and I should change something. I think that's what points out. Yeah, right.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Great. So now, like promised, we come to Redmi. I give you the permission to talk, so you will be with us in a second, I hope. So let's see.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Do you hear
Welcome.
me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you.
Hi, Marcus Abdo.
Hi there.
Just to tell you, it's a great idea and great initiative from your side, and thank you very much for sharing all these ideas.
Thank you.
Well, I am from the sales department in a business hotel. 70% of our business is the business clients, MICE clients, and we are in the city, which is not a tourist destination. We are the capital city in the country, and right now all our borders are closed. The hotel will be closed very soon. So I just wanted to ask Abdul, what is his idea? What should we do from the sales department? We just don't want to wait and everything just to finish and wait for the new business. Should we approach new clients, new leads, or just to be in touch with right now the existing clients, to be not to lose the contact with them? What should will be our strategy?
Sure. Can you just tell me the name of the city, please?
It's in Montenegro.
Montenegro. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So
right now it's very bad situation the whole country, because it's quarantined. 90% of the hotels is closed, and we cannot ask someone if you're going to have some business or something in next 1 or 2 months, because no one knows what situation will be.
Okay. And by the way, those business customers are national or international?
Well, let's say 50-50.
50-50. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my idea was to stay in touch with those national customers, to be in touch with them, to see if they are going to postpone their events, their groups, and everything. But for now, we cannot. We don't know when it's going to be everything. But is there some new ideas what we should do besides the social media and everything?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's a valid point. To try to get the information from them. Because only when there is less uncertainty, when the airports are open, when the flights are starting to fly again. But all of this is depending on the health conditions. If the health conditions are being met, then everything makes sense again. I think at this point of time, I think you should keep the contact, maybe not every day, but at least once in a while with these groups to see and monitor the situation closely and inform them what are the new updates. And please keep in mind that if they have the interest, sooner or later they will end up deciding that what is the best for their clients, customers as well, because health is in the first place, and that's why you have a very important role here. You have to monitor the situation from both sides. So you have to see how things are going in the country, in the health, see what's going on, how many cases there are of coronavirus in the city where you are. Okay, any good news is a positive news. If day by day there is less cases, that's a good news. You always need to take this as a positive side, and this also will give you some kind of material to give to your customers. Besides that, I think it's important to show to your customers that you are doing everything that you can to keep your hotel clean, because health is in first place, and you have to give guarantees, reassurances that people can come, they won't have any fears of having the virus spread out, and and that you create all the conditions, because
Yeah.
from the moment that you do that, I think it will be more easier for people to decide. Regarding the time of the booking, you really need to monitor this on a consistent basis. Do it every month till the date, of the booking, and then see how it goes. If you can sell the package.
Okay.
I
Thank
hope
you
it
very
helps.
much for prompt
No problem.
answer. Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Abdul, we're still not
Yeah.
finished.
Okay.
I have a
That's
question
fine.
here. Question here
Yeah.
coming from Facebook, from Rebecca Skivaki. We are tour providers, and my question is, can we post more happy stuff during this period? For example, a video to learn a local dance, or it will look as we are indifferent to the current situation and the problem. I think that's an interesting question. I mean, we are all full of negativity that we see in social media, and yeah, what about getting happy stuff on to keep people entertained?
Yes, 100%. I mean, happy videos, motivational videos, hope videos, they are good. And I've actually created a guide, which is a travel consultant survival kit, which is in my blog. If you go to
Cool.
marketingmentor.travel, you'll find there this document. You can download it for free. This will give you some kind of ideas, which kind of posts, which kind of content you can put on social media. Specifically about the dance. I think many tourism portals or many tourism job boards at the moment, they are conveying the message that we should avoid put photos or videos of crowds, because at the moment we cannot trigger the desire to join a crowd. It's still very early stage. Um, Maybe if you are showing it as a reference, like imagine you're putting a couple dancing tango or flamenco, um, you can start the conversation by, oh, you are self isolating. Would you be self isolating in Spain? Or try to combine the concepts, but avoid giving the idea that you are encouraging people to join a crowd. This is very important because at the moment everyone's at home for a reason. We want to contain the spread of the virus. We don't want to give the idea that we are joining crowds. But yes, continue to post content which is sensitive and relevant to your audience. I hope it helped. This is my best advice.
Yeah, and it's a good one, definitely. So this is exactly what I think. I think it's important to get people a smile on their faces, because the situation is sad. We don't have to paint it in pink. It's just like it is. We are sitting at home, most of us, not knowing what the job will be soon when everything takes on again. So having a positive mind or to transport a positive mindset is absolutely very important. And yeah, why not getting others engaged together with you, with the businesses? Like, hey, you want to go to Spain soon? We'll show you for your next holiday how to do flamenco. Whatever, something like this, to really have
Exactly.
something. You hear numbers of infected people, of dead people. I mean, it's the same thing. Do you hear about those who recovered? Not so often. So I think it's always a thing from a perspective you're looking at. And I think from my personal opinion, don't laugh about the things, but don't take it too seriously. I think this. What do you think, Abdul? Finding
sure.
the middle way. Yeah.
Yes. It's an intermediate situation. We are aware of the things that are going on, around the world. but we
Hmm.
also have to think about positive things, good things that make us feel better. And this is
Exactly.
not the end. And there is so many things that we still want to do. We want to travel this, we want to learn this, we
Hmm.
want to do so many things. So just it's important to keep people engaged, because from a psychological point of view, it's important for people to feel positive. You know, their homes, their life has changed a lot from what they had 3 months ago. So putting these kind of things is, I think it's an interesting
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
exactly what I think. Um, yeah, and we have Jack in the chat once again. Can you please ask Abdul again for his blog URL? I think we will post that as well on our social media channels, and of course on Bus Travel as well. But maybe you can repeat where everybody can find your great content, Abdul.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So you'll find not only a blog, but also a lot of free resources on my website. You just go to www.marketingmentor, as in one go, marketingmentor.travel. This is the URL. You can find me also on social media, on Facebook. We have also created recently a Facebook group. And also you can contact me by LinkedIn or by email. My email is abdul.sakur at marketingmentor.travel. Okay, so feel free, or in Bus Travel. This is the best way to do it.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Well, as I said, I have already seen Abdul's website. I subscribe for his newsletter. I always read it right when it arrives because I'm sitting on my computer anyway. just not when I'm doing a webinar or I'm in a call with one of our members. But it's really interesting. So I can suggest sign up. I already downloaded one of his files, and I read it. I liked it. So
Thank you.
please join him and see his great content. And thanks, David. David just wrote, excellent webinar, guys. I would highly recommend doing it more often. Yeah, I think we can talk about that later on.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
absolutely open for that, and I believe, and I'm really sure Bus Travel as well, because I think this is really, yeah, really things that are interesting. Maybe for those who are still with us, if you have topics that you maybe would like to have discussed in the promotional online marketing way, yeah, that you say, this is what I really need to know, contact us. Send us these questions, and we have a chat with Abdul after, and after we received everything, and set up a new webinar for you all together. Why not? We are always open. We said earlier, we are there to connect everybody. We are there to help and to assist. Give us your questions. We try to get all your answers. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly, and this
So
is the right place to do it.
yeah, exactly. I have to say, I really like it. Oh, I see. We have Jan Larsen raising his hand. So this, I have to say, is our CEO. And it's really nice. I'm allowed to let him talk, to give him the permission to talk. This happens first time in my life. So we get Jan on here.
That's a
So,
good way to put it.
hello, Jan. Welcome
Hi.
to our small group.
Thank you, Marcus. Abdul, I just wanted to thank you. I think you made a very, very good show. Practical
Thank you very much. The pleasure
tips.
is all
And
mine.
as Marcus said, we would very much like to welcome you in the near future. I think you did a very good job. That's exactly what our industry needs at the moment. So thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure,
Two
and
thumbs up.
I'm always ready to collaborate.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to that. Absolutely. So for everybody, everybody else, we will, of course, have this little talk that we had today online. It now needs a little editing, you know, a nice picture and so on. We will set that on YouTube. Will be the latest be available tomorrow. because at the moment, you know, everybody's using the internet and everything gets a little slow at some point, but we do our best to have it as fast as possible. You can see still the video, of course, in our Facebook. We are still live on there, and if you missed a part and you want to review it right away after this webinar because this was so interesting, just get to our Bus Travel Facebook page, watch it there, and as I said, will be on YouTube and on our website as well. Yeah. So if there are no more questions, I really have to say thank you, Abdul, for these great answers to these questions. From my side, it had been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And as you have seen from the reaction of the people, it seems the same. They want to see more of you. So we will have a chat the next days and discuss what we can do else. And again, everybody, send us your questions. We can prepare for those and take care of those in the next meeting we have together with Abdul.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marcus. It has been a great pleasure. And thank you, Jan, as well. You know, to contribute for Bus Travel, which is a great platform. And also there are so many webinars currently in your platform. People should really attend on a regular basis. So it's very interesting. So yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thanks a lot, Abdul. See you next time, as fast as we can.
See you next time. Sure.
Perfect. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great day, all of you. Bye-bye.
Sure, you too. Thank you.